there's been a lot of talk about last year and how the Eagles are going to respond. Are they going to be one of those teams that has the Super Bowl hangover where they're overly loyal to guys that help get them there, but they don't want to move on from certain guys, certain positions? I don't see anybody really that I want to move on from at any position. There's guys I'm looking forward to seeing play. I'm looking forward to Kobe Dean at linebacker. I'm looking forward to Nicholas Morrow as outside linebacker. I'm looking forward to see what those guys can do. I'm so curious what happens with the safety position, but there's nobody that I'm looking to just push aside and say, well, I'm done with you. You got nothing left in the tank, but they're still going to give you reps. I'm not looking at Jason Kelce like that. After what we heard yesterday from Lane Johnson, I'm not looking at Lane Johnson like that, or 2 days ago from Lane Johnson. I'm not looking at him like that. It's all about the younger guys stepping into bigger roles and showing that they're ready for that spot, and I got confidence that they are, especially in the offensive line with a guy like Jeff Stoutland. Defensively speaking, yeah, I'm curious to see what Sean Desai does, and I'm curious to see how this defensive line does with a lot of the young Bulldogs out there. So curiosity is definitely there, but there's nobody I'm looking at saying, all right, this guy is too long in the tooth. He's done. Jason Kelce still played at Pro Bowl level last year. I'm not looking at Jason Kelce like he's hanging on a little too much. I feel really confident about this team. Other teams that have had, gotten close to the promised land of winning a Super Bowl and then not winning that Super Bowl and falling short of the playoffs and having one of those years where just nothing goes right, that's just a hard thing for me to wrap my head around. The only way it happens, in all honesty, and this is excluding injury, the only way I think the Eagles have that Super Bowl hangover is if the coaches that they hired to take over in the positions, whether it be Brian Johnson on offense as the new offensive coordinator and new play caller, by the way, and Sean Desai as your new defensive coordinator are well in over their heads. And they're not ready. And then by middle of the season at the latest, you got Brian Johnson not calling plays anymore and Nick Sirianni being heavily involved in what the defense is doing. That's the only way I really see this going downhill. And I'm not even going to talk about injuries because then it's like you're putting that out in the air. And I'm not doing it. That's the only way I really see it. I think Jalen Hurts is going to perform at a very high level. I think the offensive line is going to perform at a very high level. I think this defensive line is going to be not 72 sack worthy, but I think they're going to be pretty damn good.